believe right now I have on the line Mr. Brian Courtney Wilson. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Miss Tracy, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's good, really good to hear from you. Are you busy? Are you on the road?
I'm actually sitting here talking to my wife because we're getting ready to go out of town for the stuff.
Oh, that's right. Are you guys? Will you be there? So you'll be there tomorrow probably through next week, I'm sure.
We'll probably get there Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Friday we go through Sunday. Yep.
Well, I know that you're going to have a busy schedule while you're there. You're promoting your new single, Great Work, which is actually a phenomenal song. If you don't know, I'm a huge fan of yours from Already Here. One of my other big songs, I talked about it all the time on Twitter, was Worth Fighting For.
Thank you. In fact, we got the whole project is coming out this Friday. It's called The Great Work. The whole project coming out. So we're going to be talking about it a lot at the Stellars, and I appreciate you making some time for us tonight to come and talk about it with your listeners. I really appreciate the support.
Oh, no problem. Like I said, I am a huge fan and supporter of your music. If everybody that's listening, his new project will be out this Friday. And Brian, if you don't know, this is the Artist Stage radio show. And on this show, of course, we talk to great, phenomenal artists. We also encourage and help those who are looking to be a part of the music industry, either as an artist, a songwriter, singer, producer, so many other things. And just encouraging them with tips and wisdom. And it's always a great thing to have artists such as yourself on the show because, you at some point you were a new artist and there were things that I'm sure that you were unaware of regarding the music industry. Do you mind? Well, before we jump into that, so this Friday, the new project comes out. But also, can you just share with those that are listening online and the people checking it out on Facebook Live, where did the inspiration for this song come from, A Great Work? Because, of course, it's a scripture, but you say quite a few great things in this song that are encouraging.
Thank you so much for saying so. It started with an idea that I got from Aaron Lindsay. He's one of the co-writers on the record and has produced many, I want to say 5 songs on the record is what he worked on. But he sent me the hook, He That Has Begun a Great Work in You is Faithful to Perform It, which I loved and I knew I wanted to do something with. But it took about a year and a half. And to make a long story short, I just started thinking about how I wanted to encourage my children, who I knew had seeds of greatness in them. I knew were in store to do beautiful things in the earth. But there would be some times when circumstances would challenge them. Circumstances would come and try to shake their confidence. And I wanted to assure them, I wanted to restore their confidence and assure them that God's work is what they're going to be a part of. And it's already finished. They just got to walk it out with confidence and go be great. And that was the genesis of the entire record, including that song. So that song is why, and that when we finished the song and we felt what it felt like, I knew that was going to be the title track of the record. It's just what the whole record is about, restoring confidence regardless of circumstance.
Well, that's encouraging to me, because it's at times we can get discouraged if we don't see or we feel. Sometimes we'll compare ourselves to people, especially with this social media thing, and we'll think that God has forgotten. We think that He's forgotten about us. But like what you just said, He promised us that He would finish what He established. Now, I do have another question regarding the song. Towards the end of the song, we hear the choir coming in. Now, how did that come about? As far as was that your initial thought in the production?
Man, I'm so glad you asked the question. I thought we might close with the God is doing a great work, He's doing a great work in me. And I could see people singing that over again, and that's what I wanted. I wanted people to be able to encourage themselves, so to speak, to borrow something from Donald Lawrence. But towards the end, what I wanted to convey with the choir was that this is something that we've been hearing since we were children from our mothers. And that's why they wanted to bring us to choir rehearsal. It wasn't just so that Sunday would go off good. It was because there were messages that were being conveyed from the choir stand that were going to matter,
right,
and anchor us even if we didn't understand them at the time. And so that was what I wanted to do with that last section. And I was really just going to kind of hint to it and fade out. But it started to feel so good to the musicians that we ended up having about 3 minutes. So I had to come up with something to say to explain why we were doing that and what we were trying to say. And, I heard it tonight, like what it really is like, I want people to hear that part and then visualize a great cloud of witnesses.
Wow.
Encouraging them along the way. So you're saying God is doing a great work in you, and then there's this great cloud of witnesses saying God is doing a great work. And you say it, you've affirmed it to yourself, and then here comes a cloud of witnesses. And then once you really get it, now you become a part of the cloud of witnesses.
Right.
So you're encouraging someone else whose confidence may be shaken. It's all tied together. And that was the other thing I'm trying to convey in the record, is that God's grace is helping us connect the dots in our lives, from circumstance to circumstance, from challenge to challenge, from victory to victory, to help us paint this picture of God's great work in the earth. And it's a beautiful thing, but you got to keep going to see it. And sometimes you need a great witness to step up and help you see it.
Wow, everything you're saying.
Even as I'm saying it, feels like I hear it.
Yeah.
I hear it. It makes me cry sometimes. I'm telling you, because we recorded in Hollywood, and I was walking down the street, and Hollywood is an interesting place. It's like they're selling dreams. But there are aspects of Hollywood that are very, very. It's not dreamy. I'll put it like that.
Right.
So I'm walking down the street, I'm listening to the demo, and I'm hearing this, God is doing a great, and it's blowing me away. That I don't care what's going on around you, God's love and light can still seep through.
Yeah.
And you can still be a part of it. But you got to go claim it. Go claim it. And then if you claimed it, if you had sense enough to claim it, I believe your charge is to help somebody else do it.
I agree. Even after I listened to the single a few times, that part of the song, and I'm not just saying it because you just told the entire, the progression of how it came to be, like that stood out in me. Like it lingered with me, and you explaining it now, it makes so much sense. It really does. And I'm being serious when I'm saying that. And it also it's phenomenal how the piece about the cloud of people singing it, and also just keeping the choir connected, the choir sound with, I don't think you did it intentionally, but making everybody one versus it being divisive, where choirs can't connect. Like, this is something that can be sung everywhere, and everybody can sing this song, not just a small group of people.
Well, that's why I was excited about it, because I thought when we finished it, man, this is going to help a lot of people. And what I was going to say was, you talked about encouraging new artists. Man, the best thing I could tell you is, man, when you get started, make sure you're doing something to help somebody. Don't make it about trying to be famous, trying to get put on, you want to get hooked up, because I believe that comes, and what you'll find is when it comes, it really don't matter as much as when you help somebody.
Wow.
When the song you sang, the lyrics you gave, your presence in the room, help somebody to keep going, help somebody to keep their marriage together, help somebody to not snap on their boss when they went to work.
Right.
Help somebody stay in school when they felt like quitting. If you want to be a new artist that's successful, who God is going to put his hand on, try to do what God is trying to do, and that is to make sure his presence is known in the earth through his people. Do that with your music. Do that.
Wow. And you mentioned you just made a statement about encouraging somebody to not possibly snap off on somebody at work, when they're going into their workplace. Now it made me think about, now you yourself, before you transitioned into your music career, you worked, because you're from Chicago, the Chicago native. We're located in Chicago, but you worked your. Oh, wow. So everybody that's listening, he's a Chicago guy. Brian Courtney Wilson. I think many people may have known that or may not have known that. But you worked in a pharmaceutical sales company for a minute, correct?
Yeah, but I didn't do that in Chicago. Yep, I went to the University of Illinois in Champaign, and when I graduated, about 2 years after that, I got a job with the pharmaceutical sales company, and we were working. Actually, when I got that job, it was in Houston.
Okay.
By the time I got it, and yeah, it was, I got the job, and it was a great job. But I always felt like it was something more I was supposed to be doing in terms of ministry and music. That was always a tug on me. So there was always this kind of like unrest, so to speak, before I said yes to stepping out and doing this. But, man, and this is what, man, my goodness. The work started, it didn't start when I said yes, it started before I said it. It started on my job with the things I was learning on my job that applied to what I'm doing now in terms of how to relate to people and how to make sure when you're giving somebody something, you got to meet their need and they got to see the benefit of what you're doing. It's not just about your talent. Your talent is not what gets you heard. It's bearing fruit that matters is what gets you heard.
Bearing fruit that matters. I hope everybody's listening to what Brian Courtney Wilson, you're giving some really great nuggets because I can tell it's authentic. And I hope the people that are listening are taking it in because it's so easy to jump into, I want the fame, I want the fortune, I want to be heard, I want to be put on. And then once they get on, as I talk about on the show a lot, you got to be ready for this emotional roller coaster we call the music industry because your emotions, they will be all over the place at certain times and you just got to manage it. But dealing with rejection, what people saying, not worrying about it, being on stages, it's a lot to take on at times and pretty much all the time. What would you say to those who will maybe transition from a normal 9 to 5 or regular 9 to 5? I don't even like to say normal or regular, but a 9 to 5 position into the music industry. What would you say would be key in transitioning from one area to the next?
Let love lead you. Don't do it because you're anxious.
Okay.
Because if I made a mistake, that was probably it. Like I said, there was such unrest in me that when I finally decided, I didn't totally plan it. I didn't think it out. I didn't communicate with all the people that it would matter to in the right way because it was such unrest in my spirit because I waited so late to say yes to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing I would say. Let love lead you. Because I think when you let love lead you, there's a peace regardless of the circumstance surrounding you.
Wow.
Don't step out because you're afraid of missing something. Step out because I love this and I love what's possible if I go ahead and plant this seed and bear this fruit. I'm going to be patient while I wait for the harvest to come. Man. So step out in that way. So that's one thing I would say. Then I would say be prepared for the fact that not everybody's going to understand it. If there's a yes that you're going to give that will not make sense until the fruit is born. And you'll need grace along the way to see the fruit manifest. And you also need to extend grace to the people that didn't get it along the way. Because those are some of the same people that are going to help you bring your harvest in later. So don't lord the fact that they missed it along the way over them. Let them help you.
Are you prophetic?
Let them help you.
Brian.
I mean, I don't think about it like that. Honestly, I'm telling you what's in my heart based on what I've lived and some of the stuff has been revealed.
Got you.
Because you can live it and not even see it.
That's true.
You can live through it and not even see what God is doing in the moment. And so that's another thing I would tell a new artist. It's like, hey, man, don't get so focused on what you think the end goal is that you miss the gifts that God has given you along the way, the blessings that he's showing you along the way, the wisdom that you should have asked for from God, because he doesn't make you feel foolish for asking. This is what James talks about this. He doesn't make you feel foolish for asking. And he'll show you things that'll take you for generations, because you'll learn it and you'll teach it to the next person, and they won't have to suffer the way you did to get it. That's what I would tell the new artist.
You have said at least 45 statements that are just, and I'm so serious, are life changing. I have people on the comment section stating now, Misty Bell has said that her new mantra is bearing fruit that matters. Like, the people who are listening are commenting and typing what you're saying. I'm going to go back and make sure that I retype. I'm going to grab literally everything that you said, because it's just the way you're saying it, how you're saying it, and what you're saying is really profound. And, you know, as people will tell you, like, oh, that's really profound. But, like, seriously, you are speaking some truth about the patience, on the wisdom piece, asking God for wisdom, and the love piece, just doing it because of love and to see the fruit versus, like you said, just to, you know, you want to be famous. That is so needed, especially because of what we're singing about. And we're singing about the gospel of Jesus Christ and connecting to God. Connecting that to the music industry is a whole job in itself. So everybody that's listening online, hopefully you're taking in everything that Brian Courtney Wilson is sharing, and those who are checking it out on Facebook Live, because he is really giving some truth. I can't wait to go back and just grab everything you said, because I can't type it all right now. But I'm telling you, people that are commenting, they are truly encouraged, because, like I said, people are stating the things you're saying as being their new mantra, bearing fruit that matters. Matter of fact, it's probably going to be a hashtag for the week: bearing fruit that matters. Because I know you know what you're talking about. Because you started with your Already Here, which was a huge song for you. That was from the first record, Just Love, correct? And
yeah,
that was a huge song. Then
it wasn't
the big one was Already.
Was a song called All I Need.
All I Need.
All I Need.
All I Need.
Let me tell you what this will help you.
Okay.
All I Need ended up breaking a record on Billboard. It stayed on Billboard for 98 weeks.
Wow.
But when we first put it out, it wasn't doing well on the chart, and so the label was going to walk away from the record, because it wasn't getting. People did not acknowledge that it mattered soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so when we put Already Here out, someone heard that song and it mattered to them. And so they ascribed some worth to it and put it on the chart. Well, the guy that was working my radio at the time said, man, I heard that All I Need. Please let me work this song, and I'll work it for free. And so he started working the song because it mattered to him, and that's how it ended up being on the chart for 98 weeks.
Are you serious?
I'm saying that my point is, there are times when you're going to have some fruit, you're going to bear some fruit. It's going to matter to you, but it won't matter to the people you thought it would matter to immediately. Don't let that frustrate you. A no is just a no.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. And don't forsake what as you've already birthed. Just preserve it until it can get to the right people. Sometimes, like, you bearing fruit, but you trying to give it to the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't matter to them. Don't let that frustrate you. Take your bushels of apples or whatever you got, and go take it to the people that it matter to. And don't let people don't let people's rejection of you frustrate you, because sometimes they just can't see it right now.
Right.
They can't see what you carry.
Oh, wow.
It don't mean you're doing anything wrong. They just can't see it. But I'll tell you what happens. Sometimes people let their rejection make them bitter, and then they stop being fruitful. The only fruit they bear is complaining and bitterness and acrimony and anger.
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to convince you that their talent is enough. That's not enough. You
Right.
gotta bear fruit. The only way you bear fruit is you faithful. Sometimes to be faithful, you gotta do things. You have to. It's the evidence of things. What is it?
Faith is the evidence of.
Verse we say about faith, Father.
Faith is the substance. Is it? I forgot now. Faith is what you can't see, hope for. Right.
Evidence,
Things not seen.
That thing God's calling you to that we can't see yet. The only evidence of it is going to be your faithfulness.
Right.
Don't let people's rejection keep you from being faithful.
Man.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to tell you, I'm sitting here talking to you now because of the times I've been afforded the grace. I've been afforded the grace to continue being faithful.
If I didn't know any better, I would think you were speaking directly to me.
I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you. And when I say afforded the grace, God paid on the cross for us to have this grace.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't have the grace, my flaws would have disqualified me. I wouldn't have had the shot. But God paid on the cross for us to have this grace. I want to say it's 2 Corinthians 9:8 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
His grace makes us rich. It's actually the first song on the record. It's one of my favorite songs, my wife's favorite song. God makes us rich with his grace. And it overflows. And once you get that you're rich with grace, then you can extend it. You don't have to withhold your grace to other people.
Right.
And I'm telling you, this is how you bear fruit. This is what I would tell a new artist.
Mm-hmm. And you telling me too. This is good. I feel like I need my journal. I am getting a word tonight, literally. I should have brought my journal. Had my journal right here. This is so good, Brian. You are blessing me. I know you're blessing people who are listening and watching. It's just, I know that it's authentic and it's truly coming from your heart. Like you said, either from experience, wisdom, or revelation of you seeing, knowing, experiencing it, God revealing things to you through his word. I was talking to somebody recently about how we will seek God, like, Lord, what are you saying? What are you saying, God? Tell me, give me a word. Or we'll go to, different people for a word when his right there, like it's in the Bible, the word of God is there. God has told us so many things. He's told us everything we need to know in his word. But sometimes we'll get so just anxious to hear it from something else or somebody else when he's given it to us, in his word. And of course it comes, through other people and things like that. But you are, man, this is a blessing. Mm-hmm.
There's a song we did called "I'll Just Say Yes." That kind of speaks to what you're saying about, you always looking for an answer.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is your yes. And then everything was revealed.
Yep.
But you got to say yes when it seems dark, when you can't see it. Like, Lord, are you sure? Because I'm not sure I can afford. Goodness. I'm not sure I can afford this yes. He said, no, I paid for the yes. You just got to do it. Say yes. And then your answers come. I'm telling you, I've seen it.
Wow.
Your answers come clear. And there's peace at the end of it. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, oh, my goodness is right.
Man, I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you, Tracy, that's why I'm sitting here talking to you now. That's why you cared enough to tell people I was going to be on your show, is because I was afforded the opportunity to say a yes to something that I was not sure I could afford.
Wow. This is amazing. I'm sitting here, the producer of the show, we both sitting over here like, wow, we both getting blessed tonight. And I do also love that song too, Just Say Yes. Like I said, I have tweeted your word, Fighting For a Song. When that song came out, you probably got sick of seeing my tweets. If you remember, I was like, this song is it.
I love it.
This is it. This song is number one.
I pray for.
Say that
I
again.
pray that people hear this stuff and they're like, man, this is useful. That's what I pray for. I pray, and this is what I would tell you new artists. I pray, Lord, give me something that's useful. Like I said, it's going to matter to somebody.
Well, it is.
It matters to somebody, it's probably going to matter more than one.
Yep. And a great work. That song is another huge song, a great song, inspiring song. It's one of the songs when you got to listen, when you got to catch what, just like how you're speaking now. If you listen to the song, and we played it before you came on the show, and I'm gonna play it again before we close out the show. Just listening to what you're saying, and it's in the Word of God, the Scripture, that He begun a great work in you. But you are blessing me. You're blessing, like I said, blessing so many people that are listening and watching online. But also, so we know that you'll be at the Stellar Awards this weekend in Las Vegas. You and your family. Are there any specific events?
Actually, no, it's just me.
Oh, just you. Okay.
I'm talking to my wife though about the logistics and how we getting out of here.
Got you.
It's just gonna be me this time and my team from Motown Gospel. Shout out to Motown Gospel too for making a way for me to come.
Now, you just mentioned the word a team, and that's what I've been talking about tonight on the show, the importance of having a team and when you should establish certain team members. And, you know, we don't always need all the team members early on, and when to know, you know, when to have certain people, and when people fall off or, you know, disconnect, that doesn't mean it's always bad. But I mentioned earlier that you, the artist, are the first team member. Obviously praying to God and him downloading right with you. You are the first team member. You are the core.
You know, yeah. And you, I had years ago, this was before anybody knew my name or anything, I had a guy, and I asked him, I said, hey, man, do I need a manager? He said, well, you don't need a manager till you have something to manage.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You're a manager until you got something that you can't manage by yourself. You know?
Yep.
So that's, team members come in for me when there are things that other people could do better than you doing it by yourself.
That's good.
You know, and that's when you start to add and look for team members. And I found in the kingdom, like when you're doing kingdom things, when you're saying yes to kingdom things, then the Lord will start revealing who those people are to. They'll come your way. They'll come your way. Because you got some predators that'll try to convince you that you need them off the top.
Yeah.
And I call them blood suckers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're not helping you. They're not helping you with your fruit. They actually taking away your seed.
Yeah. That's true. That's so
anyway,
true.
That's
a whole nother conversation, a whole nother interview.
But I will say, you do need a team if you're trying to do this like music business stuff on this level and beyond. It takes a team of people that you can trust to help implement it.
That's true. That's true. And like you said, the management part, if you're early on in your career, everybody, not until you have something to manage. And like Brian said, until you doing things come about that you can no longer handle by yourself, and you need other people to help you follow those items through. Well, Brian, I'm so grateful. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say seasons change, because you talked about how sometimes people with you in the beginning, but they're not always there. Sometimes it's just the season has changed.
Yeah.
And so you can't let that. Don't try not to burn any bridges along the way.
Right. That's true.
Because they're not with you don't mean you got to be mad when they leave.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Because this
thing
is
transition with brakes so you don't have a train wreck.
Exactly. Because it's all full circle. Especially in the music industry, it all comes back around. Not always around for the bad, but it's always full circle. It's always full circle because the music industry is seasonal.
Fairly small.
It is. It really is. It's very small. It really is. Well, do you mind sharing with the listeners and those watching on Facebook, what events will you be a part of this weekend in Las Vegas?
Well, we have a listening party from my record that's going to be on February 23rd.
Okay.
I'm sorry, March 23rd. I apologize. And that's this Friday. And actually, you can go to my Facebook page. That's Brian Courtney Wilson. And you can see where you can enter to be a part of the audience that day.
Oh.
It's invitation only, but we're going to allow 10 to 20 people to come and attend it with us and hear the record for the first time. I think it will be worth it. So go to my Facebook page. I posted about it today, and email the label, and they'll get you set up. If you're going to be in Vegas already, we'll get you straightened out. Then we have the ASCAP breakfast. That's an invitation-only event.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the writing portion. It's I forget what you call it, the name of it, but ASCAP helps you pay writers.
Right.
So you got BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC, and that's one of the writing organizations. And so myself, Lexi Allen, Kenny Lattimore, and then it's going to be hosted by Big Shiz. We're going to all be a part of this breakfast as they give out awards for people who have done significant songs throughout the year.
Okay.
And then, of course, I'll be part of the show. I believe I'm going to be presenting an award on the show this year. So it's going to be a good action-packed weekend.
It sounds like it.
I tell anybody that's listening, if you're coming and you see me, man, don't even hesitate. Have your camera ready. If you like a picture, I'll take one. if you want one. Don't even hesitate.
Say no
Have your
hesitation.
camera ready.
Just had a which means that you'll be on the red carpet. You definitely will be on the red carpet.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be on the red carpet for sure. And I was gonna say, unless you see me going to the bathroom, you'll probably let me come out first.
Say, let them go to the bathroom first. Don't have the camera in the bathroom.
Yeah. That's awkward.
Right, that's a little strange. So no strange stuff going on. Well, thank you, Brian Courtney Wilson, for hanging out with me on the Artist Stage Radio Show. This has been life-changing for me. No problem. And hopefully I would love to have you back on the show again. If you're ever in the Chicago area, hopefully you can stop by and be live in the studio.
Where did you go to high school in Chicago?
Now, I attended 2 high schools. I attended Cathedral, and then I graduated from St. Martin de Porres. Back then, it used to be Mendel Academy. So I'm a South Side girl. No, I didn't go to Mendel. That was it became St. Martin de Porres after Mendel.
Oh, I got.
Yep, I came out in.
I got good friends that went to Mendel.
Okay.
That I went to college with.
Yeah.
So.
I came out in 95, I think. Yep, 95. I came out of high school.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but I was down the street from you at Northern for college in DeKalb.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yep. I'm familiar with all that. I went to the University of Illinois, and that's what we always would ask what high school you went to. So I went to Fenwick High School actually in Oak Park.
Okay, because you on the west side. You're west side, and I was on the south side.
Yeah, on the west side.
On the west side. But if you're ever in Chicago, we would love to have you on the show. This has been a wonderful interview. I'm grateful. I'm encouraged. I'm telling you, I am going to make sure I put everything you said in the comments because I want people to know and remember the statements that you made tonight because they are truly life-changing. Just as your music is life-changing and has been life-changing, I know it will continue to be life-changing. So blessings to you, Brian, and have a great time this week at the Stellar Awards. For those who are listening, check him out. No pictures by the bathroom. Just have your camera ready. Just no bathroom pictures. No bathroom pictures. Please, because then we'll have some problems. All right. Thank you, Brian, and have a great week.
March 23rd, Friday. Get this record. This Friday. I'll be talking about it some more for you, so download it. We want to make sure that he is number 1 on Billboard next week. Brian Courtney Wilson, a great work. Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Brian, and have a great week. Much love to your family, your wife, and blessings to you. Bye-bye.
Great.
Well, thank you, everybody. That was Brian Courtney Wilson. I don't know about you. I am so overjoyed, overwhelmed right now.